I cannot wait for Mission Impossible 27.
Why did you get a small popcorn, by the way? You don't see these big drinks?
I don't want to get a small popcorn, but I have to get a small popcorn. Do you want to eat my small popcorn?
No, I had some of your large popcorn, though. I see that not only do you hate popcorn, you also hate The Rock because you have a blue bag instead of a black bag, like because we're watching Black Adam.
You're right, we're not watching Blue Adam, we're watching Black Adam, but yes, I have a small popcorn. I can't afford the big one.
All you have to do is say the magic word, and you can make your popcorn like the hit movie star Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I can't get a big popcorn. Can't afford it.
It has nothing to do with affording it. It has to do with believing in it. You know what he looked like before? He looked like Kevin Hart. They switched him out.
What do you suggest?
I don't know. Do you not believe in the Greek gods? Why don't you take all the Greek gods and put their names in an acronym?
S-H-A-Z...
That's all of them.
Get that!
See, I told you now it's like the actor Rock. Shut up! Oh, do it again. Shut up! Stop saying it now. Oh, for the love of Christ. Hello, it's us, the guys who normally do this for the podcast.
Everybody, welcome to Tavern Talk by Initial. Yeah, cut that laugh.
You can't see me.
I'm Donavon Thompson, of course.
I'm Matt Mitchell.
Matt Mitchell here. Yeah, we just got out of Black Adam.
Just finished it.
So we got to give our initial reaction, which is the name of the YouTube channel. Yeah, what do you think?
Initially, I liked it. Starts out, they're like in ancient Egypt, but like all the bad guys are Vikings for some reason.
Weirdly.
They all have like Viking helmets and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which I did think was odd.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, they're like Vikings from another land. They're like, there's the King's Guard, and they're all Viking men. And I was like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think people who don't know us, maybe they should know that we're huge comic book guys.
Yeah.
We have I at least have over 1,000 comic books. You have at least over probably 2,000 comic books. Plenty of comic books, right? And so we've probably followed just the actual source material for a very long time. We've probably followed the movie stuff for just as long, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
grew up
movie
in it.
stuff as long as they've existed before any universes existed.
Right,
Before
exactly.
there was the MCU, back when Return of Swamp Thing.
They call me Swamp Thing.
Right. Was like one of our biggest ones. We
Steel.
did held up. Yeah.
The Shadow.
Born on a Bayou. Yeah,
Born
the
on a
Shadow.
Bayou.
The Phantom.
Yeah.
Kind of counts.
Yeah, exactly. So our street cred is pretty good, I think.
You can't see me.
And so, yeah, we've had the Marvel Studios, Marvel Cinematic Universe for the last, 12 plus years. And now DC has been trying to do their thing with the DCEU. And this is, I don't know, probably it's hard to keep track because it's like what is in the DCU and what's not. This is probably their 6th or 7th movie in that. It's Black Adam. The Rock was cast 15 years ago as Black Adam.
I didn't know it was 15 years ago.
It's a long time ago.
Or was it like?
Yeah, so it's been a long time coming, and if you like action movies, it's got a lot of good action in it. It kind of doesn't stop, actually, in the action forte. It kind of just keeps going.
Only I feel like there might be, and this I guess would be kind of slight spoilers, I feel like nearing the end, it stops for like a breath where it's like, a lot of movies do this, but like, it's over.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Yeah. And then it kicks back up, but really it is kind of a start to finish. The only problem with that is people need to know that the perfect length for a movie is at least 1 second under 2 hours. If you go over 2 hours, you're too long.
Right.
And where a movie like another comic movie, I think, benefits from its nonstop action is like Deadpool.
Maximum effort.
Just a comparison, but Deadpool's also like an hour and a half.
It's really short.
Where Black Adam was roughly 5.5 hours long.
Roughly, yeah.
Give or
take a couple minutes.
Cut some
couple
of that
acts,
off, or add some. That's give or take.
Yeah, give or take. So if you're looking for just like an action movie, it's got that in spades. It's got The Rock being The Rock.
It does have The Rock being The Rock. It also has, I would say, good characters.
Yeah.
I would say, honestly, this movie has some of the better, not well-known, not characters just in, like, you know, being famous or infamy, but just as far as seeing them on the screen, they were all great. There wasn't any, like, disappointment. Like, you wouldn't come to it and see a character and be like, oh, well, I'm glad he was in it for 2 seconds and he was totally different. I thought one of the people who had, like, the biggest, like, glow-ups in this movie would be Hawkman. Mm-hmm. Because in this movie, Hawkman, who I really like Hawkman, I really liked him in the movie, I like the actor, he really has a good showing because he fights Black Adam and doesn't just get killed.
That's what I was kind of afraid of.
The whole time I was watching it, I was like, Hawkman's doing really good because he's not dead.
Yeah.
Like, he kept going. I was like, man, Hawkman, you're kind of impressive.
There was that thing, like, was Hobbs and Shaw, like, you couldn't see Black Adam, or you couldn't see, sorry, they're one and the same now, The Rock be punched, like, more than times than
everyone
Jason
had,
Statham,
like,
right?
you can only have so many.
Right,
Yeah.
so, like, I think I was really surprised that the JSA, the Justice Society of America, which they don't, like, the logo's JSA, but they don't say of America in there, which is interesting.
You can't see me. What are you playing? Peekaboo?
With the Justice Society.
Yeah,
that's what I said,
right.
yeah.
But, like, they actually got some good licks in, and they kind of they contain him, and
they don't get steamrolled like I would think. Watching the trailer, I was like, they'll come in to be like jobbers, and they'll just beat all of them, and then they'll be like, oh no, we better get Black So
we have Adam Smasher, we have
Vortex,
of course, Dr. Fate's my boy. I will say, I think I was kind of pulled out in the beginning, just overall, talking about story now. The beginning, I was kind of like, man, I don't know, it felt like that could have been the first movie. Is like we got like a different flavor of like, we're in Eat or Kahndaq, whatever, and we're kind of seeing the origin of Black Adam versus we're getting like I hate narrations kind of sometimes in movies, like condensing all this stuff in the first 30 seconds. And it felt like the whole movie, people were just like telling him, Black Adam, like, you're this person, you're this guy.
This is what happened, Black Adam.
Yeah.
When he was like, he was there,
And obviously that's there to kind of keep us on our toes, whatever. But I feel like, I'm like, man, I don't know. They condensed a lot of movie into this. They JSA his backstory and like his now new arc, so to speak.
They did. And again, I do think the movie was too long because 2 hours and 1 minute, you're really pushing it.
Right.
Really pushing a good movie.
Yeah.
But I thought, the beginning, it kind of sets up. I don't know how much spoilery we should get with this, but it sets up maybe the worst twist in cinema history.
You can't see me. I can see you.
Everyone's like, this is what happened, Rock. And then, I guess not to their credit, but they show you one thing and then they do the just kidding for part of it, but then another part, they just make it blatantly obvious of what something is.
Yeah.
So it's like a weird twist going. And I did like the movie overall. So, I mean, for a movie like this, that's a small criticism. I mean there are bigger plot holes than Avengers.
I suggest you apologize.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm going to buy the Best Buy Blu-ray Steelbook.
As far as DC movies go,
yeah, it's not too bad.
I think it's a high-end one.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I think my issue is not, it's hard to sometimes watch these movies and not think about the larger universe. And since the larger universe has been so chaotic and we don't really know what the state of it is at the moment, it kind of pulls me out of it. I think sometimes because I'm like, man, this is people getting introduced to Dr. Fate for the first time. And, them and the JSA, that kind of stuff, it's like, I kind of wish, those guys were coming together from like other movies to stop Black Adam.
See, I like it opposite. I like it because they go, just get the boys. We ain't got time for 4.
Yeah.
We ain't got time for 4 movies. Go back at it. And I liked it because you got to learn about the characters as I was watching it. Mm-hmm. They didn't get like redundant. Yeah. I can only get excited so many times seeing, especially if they're like, for all intents and purposes, like C-listers.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think it's cool to like put them in, and I liked it because I liked all their characters in it. Like the Justice Society, there's not a single one I didn't. I liked all of them better than I liked Black Adam.
Really?
Yeah, I liked all of them better than I liked Black Adam. I just thought they were great, and I think The Rock did a good job as Black Adam. And one of the things going into the movie, and I told you 100 times, the only thing I didn't like going in is Black Adam's a villain. Mm-hmm. And if you thought that too, don't worry. They'll remind you 100 times in this movie because I think they ask him, "You're a hero and stuff." He goes, "I'm not a hero." And
I never said I was a hero.
I think that line's probably said like 10 times.
Yeah.
I kneel before no one.
They keep bringing it up to remind you that,
Well, I think like it's just so weird. And I think I mentioned this whenever Peacemaker come out, was like the state of the technology. Like there's some pretty high-end technology in this movie compared to like what there was in like Man of Steel.
Yeah, like hoverback people and things like that.
And there were some crazy things in Peacemaker that's like almost more technological advanced than even in the MCU has sometimes.
Yeah, they have like a knockoff Iron Man.
Yeah, well, it's like dimensional portals and hallways and stuff. Like his dad.
Oh,
you know?
yeah,
You know
you're
what I'm
right.
saying? Stuff
the locker room thing.
Yeah, the locker room thing. So it's kind of like stuff like that. I think to me it's the inconsistency, but that's just kind of the nature of like they don't really have a Kevin Feige.
It stands for Knowledge Enhanced Visual Interconnectivity Nexus.
Right, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's hard for me sometimes to go into this kind of stuff and separate it from the larger universe. I'm really hoping that kind of happens going in forward in the future.
Well, also almost if they didn't show like in the kids' room a bunch of like superhero posters and stuff, you could have almost just been like, yes, it's its own thing. You could have been like, it could have been like a reboot. If they didn't have that stuff in there.
You're right.
And there's a couple things where they're talking, like the kid mentions it offhand, but if you took that out, it's like the Justice Society, I don't think they ever bring up other superheroes. There's like, it's us. We got to protect the world.
Yeah, no, that's right, yeah.
You know, and I did kind of like that because it was like, it almost like Earth 2.
Hey, yeah, well, that's the thing. The Rock has come out and said, like, hey, this is movie 1 of phase 1 of the new hierarchy of the DC
it
universe.
Felt like, yeah.
And so, like, if that's true, then I'm 100% game. Well, they did mention the Flash, actually. The kid said he's faster than the Flash.
Yeah, they mentioned the Flash, and then when he had all those, and he's like, Aquaman's, he can't say anything good about Aquaman's powers, I guess. They go, he's real manly looking.
That's my superpower.
That was like literally Aquaman's compliment.
Yeah. I don't know. Last question: did you like the humans in the movie? The family, the mom and the son and the brother.
I mean, they're okay. The brother was like the comic relief, and he had a couple fun moments. It's specifically him interacting with the heroes. Yeah. It's like that's because he had something to ping off of. I thought the boy was he didn't have a good voice. He was like it really distracted from like the acting because his voice, he sounded just like he wasn't there.
Well, he was just there also to kind of be like an exposition piece to like, this is what you are, Black
and also
Adam.
tell Black Adam he's a hero, so Black Adam could then repeat that he's not a hero.
Yeah.
I never said I was a hero.
Last thing is 2 things. One, the villain of the movie, which it's not really in the trailers at all, but it's like the anti-Black Adam kind of in the movie.
Well, he's like and again we talk about comics, but here's the real secret: those are mostly Marvel comics. That we have, but Cyborg is more of a Shazam.
Right.
I mean, anything you have because Black Adam is just a derivative of Shazam. Yeah. So anything you have related to Black Adam is more than likely just going to be a derivative of Shazam as well. Right. But Cyborg, I guess he's a big Shazam. But,
he is. Yeah.
When I think of Shazam or Captain Marvel, back what they used to call him, before he got robbed of his name.
Right.
Oh no. But whenever I think of Black Adam, I think of Shazam.
Yeah.
And then when I think of Shazam, I always think of Shazam fighting Superman, but they're both good guys. But it's like, we got to figure out this real problem, and then they go at it. So that's, what I always go to when I think of this stuff. Mm-hmm. And so just to see Black Adam, not unrelated because it has the Wizards.
Which I was happy with.
I liked a lot. It really...
And I love that they said Shazam. I was really afraid it would be like Black Adam. They turned into. I was really scared of that.
No, it was good. And I also believe that they do it correct because if I'm not wrong, Shazam is all the Greek gods. That they the wizards pull their power from the Greek gods and give to him.
Right.
Where he's Egyptian gods.
Interesting.
And I think in there it even said, you hear him chanting and they're saying the different names of the gods. And I didn't pay super close attention, but I think that they were the Egyptian ones. They definitely weren't the Greek ones because it didn't do the H is Hermes, so it's like speed of Hermes, and and then the Z is like Zeus's lightning and stuff like that, where it's like different for Black Adam, and I believe it was treated different.
Last thing, this is a little spoilery, guys, but if you've been on the internet at all or seen any interview with The Rock, he's already come out and spoiled this. So if you pause it right now, watch the movie and come back. Post-credit scene.
Hey, we'll do this. Well, never mind.
Yeah.
Put it on mute, and then when I do this, we're done talking about the spoiler stuff.
Yeah.
It starts now. Pause it.
So, how do you feel about seeing Henry Cavill back as Superman?
I looked good. He looked kind of CGI, and I also thought that Adam Smasher, to bring this to that, when they looked, I could kind of tell it was like, almost felt like it was good CGI, because I've seen bad CGI. This was good, but it looked like how Adam Smasher, when he would take his mask off. Yeah. He looked like, he was CGI with his mask on. When he had his mask off, it looked like they kind of like still had a CG model and then kind of grafted his face on it.
Probably did.
I kind of felt that way with Henry Cavill, how his
Really?
face, but it was something, it could have been just how I was looking or whatever, the angle, but I felt like his face looked kind of like bigger, like it didn't match perfect.
I would bet a lot of money they didn't, because they got in so much trouble for Justice League.
The mustache?
The mustache gate. So I think...
That, or they said get better special effects.
Or better special effects. They did shoot this like in September, just a couple weeks ago or a month ago, so it's kind of a big deal.
I like Henry Cavill.
He looked good. He had the curl. His suit looked a little brighter than normal, what I'm seeing. And, I mean, he hasn't been in the movie since 2018 Justice League, so 4 years ago.
A Snyder Cut.
I mean, he shot that 2017. I mean, I'm saying, like, does that count?
Reshoots.
Yeah, does that count? So,
wait.
Does that mean we're back?
We have to be done talking about it.
Okay,
I did it by accident.
We're done talking about it. All right, Matt, so how many rocks do you
Rock
give?
of Eternity. Yeah.
How many rocks of eternity do you give it out of 5?
Make it Celestial Rock Heads.
Make it celestial.
I'll give it 4 Celestial Rock Heads out of 5 because I thought it was a fun movie. Mm-hmm. That's all it was. It was fun. I think for the DC universe, they try to be a little too serious and they don't really get the comic booky stuff. This movie was really trying to be really serious, but I felt since it had the Justice Society in it, had some more fun stuff. Hawkman was cool.
It was.
Everything seemed pretty good. It didn't seem too far off from the actual characters. Even Hawkman, they mentioned like his whole ship and stuff is made of nth metal.
Yeah.
So they bring up nth metal, which is a big deal for Hawkman. And I mean, Dr. Fate ruled.
He did rule.
He was probably the
Whenever
best
Pierce Brosnan just had his helmet off, like the costumes rock, his suit.
Costumes do rock.
And Pierce Brosnan's like face in that costume, man, he looks good.
Also, everyone's like correctly like jacked and stuff.
They are correctly jacked.
Hey, that's what she said.
This is also the first time that, and I'll even say this bumped it up to 4. This is the first time in CG I've ever seen them have to take a character with CG and like instead of normally they'll de-age him and make him look better, they had to make the Rock like smaller and look worse.
I can do this all day.
He looked right. He looked so weird because like the Rock never looked fit in his life since he was like born.
Yeah, no, because he still had like his like
big fat
steroided out neck and head, but he didn't have like his like slender
You're
wrestler body.
You're right.
It was
You're
odd.
Right.
What do you give it?
I think I'll give it 3 Rocks of Eternity, 3 Thunderbolts.
Make them do multiple.
Yeah, Philip. 3 Thunderbolts out of 5 Thunderbolts. And I think the movie was trying to say some interesting things, like, jurisdiction and culture and coming in and whose right is it to protect me and who's not, and what's your idea of a hero. I think it didn't really hit all that. I think that
if it was trying to do that, it did fail. But
they had a lot of conversation about it. That's like the whole movie. They're like, this is our, every conversation with JSA between the humans and them is like, that was the conversation almost. That is Black Adam a hero? Or is the hierarchy changing in the DC universe?
He said he's not a hero.
That's true.
I kneel before no one.
He can take that himself. Right. And also, I did they do kind of talk about whose role it is. And at the end, she mentions, she's like, it's good that he's dark and stuff and bad. That's what makes him like a protector. And then even Hawkman's like, yeah, right, we'll see, which he's correct. And I did like that because it did feel like them like supporting like all the stuff he did in that. In the end, it was like, yeah, he's still not good.
Yeah, he's not going the best way, I guess. But yeah, I think that it's like Matt said, it's fun if you just want to go to the movies. I don't think it's like it's not the next Iron Man or it's not the next kind of amazing Marvel movie, but
Can you see me?
But I just overall, just movie-wise, I think this one tried to do too much. But I still had fun with it. I'm still going to buy it. But yeah, I'm so glad you guys come here to watch this video again.
Awesome theater.
Awesome theater.
Movie tavern, good food.
Movie tavern, good food.
Not only did I eat, I also ate the rest of my girlfriends.
There you go.
It was real good.
That's a good sign. So go follow Philip's channel on Tavern Talk by Initial Reaction. And you can find him on all social media platforms. And of course, we're also on Podcast 2-for-1, youtube.com/2-for-1 Studios, the best place to make a podcast. Of course, all the cool things that we do. Matt has a little
play
channel
with toys
there.
and stuff.
Matt plays with toys. I do stuff like this where I break down, superhero movies and Star Wars and DC, that kind of thing. So go check us out. And of course, give Philip a like and subscribe on his channel and give us one as well.
All right, before we exit, let's say The Rock's catchphrase to turn into Black Adam on 3. 1, 2, 3.
We all can see you. We all can see you. A blindfolded, sleeping, stuck in the basement Stevie Wonder can see your monkey ass.